Let's go to Dion, who's a Liverpool fan. Dion, good evening.
How we doing, boys? All right.
Yeah, we're good, Dion. What did you make of it? It wasn't a great result today. The performance in the first 15, 20 minutes, your team didn't turn up.
The performance in 90 minutes was shocking, to be fair, Jamie. Like, apart from Nunes and Salah, all them players should hang their heads in shape. It was so embarrassing. Like, I don't want to signal out individual players because they're all bad apart from the two I've just named. But Jurgen Klopp's loyalty to Jordan Henderson is going to cost us massively this season. Like, the man couldn't pass salt over a table. Like, he was so bad.
It's a bit harsh. Bit harsh, Dion. Bit harsh.
But Jim, we were relying on Thiago to stay fit for the majority of the season, a challenge on all fronts. First game and he's injured. We know Jude Bellingham's not available. That's who we want. He's not available. Go with an option B. We must have other options, 1, 2 and 3. Like, what we doing?
Dion, you spot on, mate. I was about to say that when I come on the show. Liverpool needed a midfielder. You know, Keita's not good enough. Thiago has injury problems. Henderson's getting on a bit. Fabinho was poor today. You ended the game with Harvey Elliott, Milner and Henderson in the midfield. You know, I love James Milner, been a great player. Henderson's been a great player. But if you want to win the Premier League, you need to get a stronger midfielder in there. Bellingham, you can't wait till next season. And Nunes, your star striker, comes on, causes havoc. If he starts the game, you win the game comfortably, probably.
Yeah, 100%, Gabby. And we brought on Javier today. He showed today that he's not good enough to be starting every game. He's 19-year-old. We have to go out in the next 2 or 3 weeks before the winter shuts and get a midfielder. Otherwise, we can forget about the Premier League and Champions League this season. It'll be over and done with by Christmas.
Dion, do you think you look fit enough today? Or do you think there's still a little bit of hangover from last season? You look really sloppy. It's like you almost just turned up expecting you were going to, walk all over Fulham, and they come at you. They was up for it. Mitrovic was absolutely superb.
Yeah, I don't know if it was not fit enough. I just think there was a bit of arrogance there, to be fair, Jamie.
Yeah.
Like, Van Dijk is the best defender in the world, don't get me wrong, but it's like he's starting to believe his own hype now. His arrogance, like he's too calm and collected sometimes. Like today, just get through that ball. Like, what was he doing? Hanging a lazy leg out? Like, just go through him. And I think, it was a bit of arrogance today.
Yeah, absolutely. Dion, top man, thanks for your call. I want to hear from some Fulham fans because that's a decent result. Mitrovic back in the Premier League, scores 2 goals. Superb. 03717 22 33 44. Let's go to Toby, who's a Bournemouth fan. Toby.
Hello, Jamie. How you doing? You okay?
Oh, I'm absolutely buzzing, Toby. Sat next to Gabby Agbonlahor, giving it the large one.
Right?
He wanted to leave. He was asking if he could get Dean Saunders in.
Toby, I'm not great, to be honest.
Good job you weren't at the game, mate. You were awful today, I've got to say. Everyone I knew was pretty worried for Bournemouth going into the game. They were saying 2-0, 3-0 Villa. Coutinho was going to run the show. But I don't know, I was the only one that had a bit of faith, and we managed to sort of pull it off. So I think we've probably got about another 10, 15 games to pull off, and we'll be all right. We might be the ones that are the best out of a bad bunch, so to speak, this year.
Toby, I was that confident. I put a bet on it for Villa to win.
Did you?
Yeah, 2-0.
Would you put your fee on it? £5?
I put a bet on Villa to win 2-0. I was that thought it would be that comfortable today. But fair play to Bournemouth.
I think I could have coached the Villa team better than Gerrard did today.
What was the problem today though for you? Was you at the game first of all?
I was at the game. Yeah, I was at the game. I was there with my son Max. But it was just, I think, to be honest, Bournemouth played well, but it was quite easy against Villa, to be fair. Even when they were 1-0 down, they didn't really try much. They never really threatened Bournemouth, who, to be honest, are pretty threadbare. Like Scott Parker said, they've not got the biggest squad. They're all right with midfielders, but they're pretty much fielding all their defenders and all their attackers and strikers at once up the pitch. But it seemed to work today.
Yeah.
Keeper Moore played well up front, held the ball up, and they put 2 goals in, so it was good. Not many people saw it coming for Bournemouth.
Toby, Gabby said during the game when obviously Villa were getting pumped, he said, "Can't believe we're getting beat by a team of nobodies."
Well, that's the story of it, though, isn't it? Bournemouth, it's just it is always like that. But yeah, it's better to be known. Well, people that think that's somebody.
Toby, does this show that Fulham today getting a draw, Bournemouth winning today, does this show that you got to keep doing this in the games coming up? Go out and attack teams. Don't sit back.
That's what I think a lot of people worried about. We were going to set back, and we were playing 5 in pre-season against Bristol City at the back, and we lost. But we got to go like we did when we did all right in the Premier League. We got to go out and attack teams, and we got to try and beat teams, because this season I think with the World Cup's going to be very odd. There's going to be a lot of weird results.
Don't get carried away, though. You got to come to Villa Park. We'll be after you. We'll be after you, Toby.
After that performance today, Villa are they're the whipping boys.
we got to be better than Saints and we got to be better than Villa. So that's two teams we're going to miss by, I'd say.
Toby, top man, welcome back to the Premier League. A very good performance from them today. But Gabby, come on, Villa. They were absolutely shocking.
You know, the big disappointment for me today was Coutinho. You know, he's been brought in by Steven Gerrard, non-existent, didn't really get on the ball. He has to dominate games. You know, he's keeping a new signing last season, Brendier, on the bench. He has to be getting the games on the scruff of the neck, you know, getting on the ball, making things happen, 1-2s. He had a chance where he had a shot in the second half and he went horribly wide. And you're like, this isn't Coutinho. You know, Steven Gerrard has got faith in him, but how long can you keep playing him? You know, he's not getting the numbers that he needs to be playing that position.
What about Ollie Watkins, though, Gabs? Not on the bench? Yeah. You weren't happy with that?
No, I feel like Watkins is the player that can offer them runs in behind. I do love Danny Ings, don't get me wrong, I do love Ings, but Watkins, quicker player, can make them runs in behind. He can score all sorts of goals. He can be a poacher. He can score any sort of goal. He can score headers, left foot, right foot. He would have been disappointing today, Watkins not starting. But after that performance, there's going to be a lot of changes for Everton next week.
Yeah, I look at it and go, I'm a massive fan of Gerrard, but the performances they've nowhere near been good enough. I actually got a stat in front of me here. They've won 2 games in 12 in the Premier League. That's not good enough.
No.
He could be under pressure.
I look at today's game, Jamie. I look at where was the plan B today. You know, struggling to create chances, getting the ball wide to Leon Bailey. He wasn't getting past no one. And you're thinking, could they do with another striker in there, you know, to change your style of play? So Gerrard needs to figure out his best team. You know, he will make some changes for next week against Everton at home, because today was unacceptable. And the Villa fans that have made that long journey to Bournemouth,